one, the only Jessica Anderson is in here from Anderson Kuster with another fine edition of the Alice Love Court.
Good morning.
In session. And we just want to put this out there that this is going to be like a two-part miniseries of the Love Court because this question kind of goes off in different angles.
Yeah, she wants to know two different things. So, dear Jessica, I have an 18-year-old daughter who is still in high school, but graduates in June. Her dad and I have been divorced for a really long time, and we've always gotten along for the most part. We agreed at the time of the divorce that we would equally divide all expenses associated with college, including living expenses. Okay. My lawyer at the time told me that neither parent has the obligation legally to pay for their child's college, but since we both went to college, I thought it was fair that we agreed to divide it. I remember the lawyer saying that it was a legal contract, and now we will be required to divide it. My ex-husband just informed me this week when my daughter was accepted to an out-of-state school that he's only paying for half of what it would cost to go to UNR. She didn't even apply to UNR and has no interest in going there. What are my rights? She has her heart set on an out-of-state school, and we are both professionals and can afford it. I've been saving since she was a small child in a 529 plan and thought he would do the same. Am I going to be stuck with the majority of this bill? Also, and this is the second part of the Love Court, my daughter is now so upset about this situation that she does not even want to go to his house anymore. Do I have to make her go? She's telling me she's 18. She doesn't have to go anywhere.
Whoa.
You know what? We've had a few love courts over the years involving the money that's been set aside for children to go to college. And this one's a little tricky.
Well, yeah. So her lawyer was right that there's no legal obligation to, send your children to college. Once they turn 18, they are no longer, financially, you're not financially required to pay for college. You have to pay for child support until they graduate from high school, but college is a whole different thing. And there's a lot of argument about whether or not that's fair or not, but that is the law right now. Now, however, if you agree to equally divide it in your divorce decree, that does become a court order that is enforceable. The tricky part is it's not enforceable by mom.
Oh.
It's enforceable by the child.
Oh,
whoa.
Okay. All right.
So when you do that, your child becomes a third-party beneficiary to your contract. And it's your child that has to sue her parent to get the money.
How common is that?
Whoa.
It's not very common. In fact, I actually advise my clients against putting these agreements in their decrees.
Okay.
Not because I don't think parents should pay for college. I think they should pay for college. I wish it was a law that they were required to pay for, at least some part of higher education if their child wants to go. But it becomes a really sticky situation, putting the child in the position of, okay, well, now if I want to go to college, I have to sue my parent to enforce this contract that they agreed to a long time ago.
Would this be different if she chose UNR? Or would this not matter because it's higher education, period?
So that's the thing. I mean, it depends on what their contract says.
Okay.
If their contract didn't say anything about in-state or out-of-state, then I think it's arguable.
Ooh.
That's
probably crazy.
This is sticky.
Yeah, and it will probably also depend on what the parents can afford. They agreed to this obligation. What their intent is going to matter. Was there back and forth about, was it just supposed to be in-state or out-of-state? So it's tricky.
This is when the details are really going to matter for what that says.
Yeah, but I think he's definitely on the hook for something. Half of something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the difference between in-state tuition at UNR and out-of-state tuition.
Yeah, especially depending on where she's trying to go. She's going to Florida. That's different.
Well, no matter where she's going, it's going to be expensive.
And you know what I have a problem with is dropping this on her now. Like, why is this just now being discussed? If she was applying for schools all, for months.
Yeah.
Right? So why is this just now, oh, by the way, I'm only paying for UNR? That doesn't seem fair.
And now it's reasonable that she's upset.
Right.
That's part of it too.
But you know what? She is an adult and,
Ooh.
There's part 2 of this love court on the way here in just a little bit.
Wow.
And I also want to throw, I also have a question for you too, because when you talk about the child has to sue the parent in order to get this money, we've had situations in the love court before where either mom or dad cleared out the college fund.
Oh, yes.
And I want to know
That's
who's
right.
responsible for that if that's a sue situation. We'll talk about that coming up. Plus, if people ever want to reach out in the love court, we make it easy. We've got a great portal set up on our website, alice965.com. Jessica, you answer every single question you receive.
I do. We talk about it on the air. And if anybody needs more in-depth information and they want to come in for a consultation with either myself or my business partner, John Kusher, they should call us at 775-823-0049.
Jessica Anderson in here from Anderson Kusher with this second part of our love court this morning, and this involves the student going off to school.
Yeah. So your original question was about 529 plans and whether or not if a parent takes the money out, those are, they're on the hook for that. And the answer is no, because the parents own those 529 plans.
Okay.
So they can withdraw the money out of those. There are tax consequences associated with that, but that money does not belong to the child.
Yeah, we've had a couple of love courts where, either mom is questioning dad because dad cleaned out the account
Right.
or vice versa. And, and this particular love court that we're doing this morning is kind of tricky because you say that the only way that the daughter is going to get some resolve is that if she sues the parents.
Right.
That's crazy.
Now, I should say the sometimes and I've done this in my settlement agreements too, 529 plans, yes, they technically belong to the parent, but they're carved out for the child.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you agree to it in there, that they can't be used for any other purpose, then that is a contract. But that's one that the other parent can enforce. That's not one that the child has to sue about because
Gotcha.
that that money was once community property. But anyway, back to the kid that now dad doesn't want to pay for her out-of-state tuition.
That's
and so she's
insane.
like, I'm not going. Okay, number one, that's probably not a way to get dad to agree to pay for your out-of-state tuition is refusing, is throwing a temper tantrum and refusing to go to his house. I don't know this dad. I don't know if he's, just frustrated and bluffing or if he's having financial issues or what's going on. But this just needs to be a conversation. Maybe he can't afford it. Maybe you think there's something, he's got more money than he has. And so if that's the case, then, that's a conversation that needs to be had. And maybe he can help get financial aid so that the little girl can go to the college of her dreams or whatever. Or maybe she needs to readjust her expectations. But it's a sticky one.
What do you think the likelihood is of these people, of the daughter actually filing a suit against mom and dad?
In my 23 years of practice, I've never had anybody come to me and say, I want to sue my parent because they didn't pay for college.
If she's old enough, I would think that she would just want to go to her dad, spend some time and be like, listen, this is the school I want to go to. I want to have this conversation. You would think like that's an option. She'd be like, hey, I want to go here.
Or maybe
It's
this
not
is
UNR.
just a play. Like he doesn't want her to leave town. Maybe he wants her to
Right.
go to UNR and he's like, this is what I'm going to do.
Whereas like my parents were like, bye.
Yeah.
Go across the country.
I'm in this situation. I'm conflicted, let me tell you.
Yeah, because I mean, what I love about you, Jessica, is that you practice what you preach because you are in a blended family. I mean, you and your husband, same situation, and you have kids that you brought into your relationship. So did your husband. So you're living this. Jaylyn, I mean, your parents got divorced when you were 13.
Yeah, they got divorced when I was technically 20, separated when I was 16. But things were bad before then. But I was lucky that I got a basketball scholarship and that was taken care of. But the college conversation for me happened when I was 16. So I knew I wasn't going to stay in California.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem that I have with this love court. Why are they just now having this conversation? You guys need to communicate about college way before it's graduation time.
Yeah.
Nobody, there's going to be no clear-cut winner in this situation, unfortunately, for this BFF. I mean,
Not at all.
somebody's going to walk away upset.
Her
either
feelings are going to get hurt or something.
mom's going to end up paying more than her fair share. Dad's going to end up maybe a little bit estranged from his daughter. Daughter's going to be super stressed out, all because they didn't have a conversation.
Yeah.
So
They waited till this is when waiting till the last minute is not good.
Yep, you would think that families could communicate, but they don't.
Sometimes it's a foreign concept.
that's why I have a job. So let's not.
You're like, well, thank you very much.
Jessica Anderson from Anderson Kusher with Love Court every single Friday here on the show. And we have a great portal set up at our website, alice965.com. You answer every single question you receive.
Yeah, and a lot of times we have substantial back and forth. There's follow-up questions that happen via email. Happy to answer those. But if you need more time, if you want to sit down for an hour and have a real consultation with either me or my business partner, you can call us at 775-823-0049.